Hey, welcome back to another Axe Family video. We have a little bit different video today. I'm going to show you how to make a silhouette logo in Photoshop. So let's go ahead and get started. So basically what I did was I took two different photos, one of myself and one of Chief, because we're building a logo for our dog training channel. And I selected the quick select tool up there on the left side. I went through and selected all of Chief, so it was easy because he's black, and then I had him against a white background and then that red mat. And then if you look up at the top, there's a plus and minus of the select tool, and you can go through and you can add to part of your selection, or you can subtract from part of your selection. So then I went and I found this spot right here. I just used the brush tool and added some black, and then I used the eraser just to smooth out the edge. And as I went through, I realized that he wasn't completely black, and so I selected all of Chief and I went through and just kind of painted black over him. The next thing I did was I added a stroke to the image, and basically what that does is it adds a border around the outside, and it helps you to see when things are uneven. So if you look, like that's increased, that's lower, and I'm just kind of adjusting it there. So now you can really see where it's not smooth. And so then I'm going to use just the eraser tool and the marker tool to go through and smooth everything out. Which it's nice with the silhouette because it's, you know, you're just making it all black and then the background is white. And so makes it simple just to make it smooth. There's a lot of bumps on his leg, and sometimes when you're selecting items to paint them all black, it doesn't select it correctly, or sometimes it just doesn't look right. And so I'm adding little pieces to just kind of make it, you know, look more cartoonish or more professional, finished. It might not be completely realistic, but in the end product, it's going to look really good. And I did take a lot of time with this. You want to, you know, take your time, and the more detail that you focus on, the better the final product is going to be. And so now that I got Chief all finished, then I have to do the picture of me. So I went through and selected myself with the quick select tool. There are a couple of spots like on my knife clip there, and my hand was sticking out. I didn't want to include that, so I just used the plus and minus select tool to figure out what I wanted. Once you get it all selected, then you just copy and paste, or you can right click and select inverse and delete whatever is outside of it. And I did the copy and paste just so that I always have the original layer. And then I increased up the exposure there just because I wanted to save a color copy. And if you look on the bottom right, I copied another layer and then I painted it all black. So now I have the silhouette, and then I have the original cut out in color, and I have the completely original photo as well. So this is the same process, going through and smoothing it out. And the eraser tool with the sharp edge on it is great for silhouette. And as you can see, I'm just adding in on my boots there, try to make it look a little bit more realistic. I had to do the boots a couple different times just to kind of figure it out. So it does take a while to figure it out and to make it look the way that you want it. Once you kind of get the basic shape that you want, that's when I go in and add the stroke. Oh, I almost ran out of battery. You can see I plugged in the computer. So that's when you add this stroke. And how you add this stroke is you right click on the layer down there on the right, and then you select stroke, and you can set the size and everything. You see all those little dots I'm deleting? Those were dots that were there, but I couldn't see them because they were so small, and so when I added the stroke, it made them show up. So I'm just going through right now and deleting all of them and I put the stroke back down, trying to figure out what the good balance is. I think I add the stroke on again just to see. Yeah, and I put outer glow on, so that's another tool technique trick that you can use to just make sure it's all smooth. So the outer glow as well as the stroke. I think we're getting pretty close here. Just a couple final cleanups. So now we have the image of myself, and I clicked on the layer and selected all pixels and copied, and then put it into a new project and pasted, and then I did the same thing with Chief. And if you're adjusting the size, make sure you hold the shift button. If you select a layer and you hit Command T, this is on a Mac, you can adjust the size and location, and then if you hold shift, it will keep it to the right ratio that you had it before. So I'm just moving Chief around, and then I'm adding in the box. I tried a couple different ideas for the box, and I just finally got that figured out. So I did want to say real quick that as I just zoomed it out to make sure that it looks good at a distance, how I got that circle in there is there's a shape tool on the left, and I did a custom shape, and then at the top I selected the circle. So if you go back and watch that, you can see how I did that. But once you got it, you want to zoom out, because that's how it's going to look on like Instagram and YouTube. So this is going to be a profile picture, and then now that we have this, we need to make a banner for YouTube. And so I did the same thing, copy and pasted myself and Chief and the box, and just moved them around, changed the sizes a little bit, trying to make it look good. I wanted to add a line here at the bottom, so I used go to the shape tool again and selected line, and there you go. That's basically what I came up with. So that's going to be the banner, and you saw the logo. If you're new to the channel, we are going through a series of videos. There's a playlist down in the description on how to build a YouTube channel, and so I'm taking you step by step through the process of what it takes to build a YouTube channel. So definitely check that out. Push the subscribe button all the way in, click the bell so you get notified when we post new videos, hit that thumb more button down below. See you in the next one. Hats off to you.